Evening all, and welcome to episode 19 of Kerbalism. Now, last time out, we successfully got Valentina back home and managed to get a craft attached to Jeb Bill and Bob in order to put them on a trajectory to come back. However, for them, things aren't going to go quite as smoothly. Okay, I've just received a warning that something is low. But unfortunately, I wasn't actually looking at the time, so... Food. Food is down to 1 day. Water and oxygen are down to less than a day. How long before we get back to Kerbin? We are going to get back there in 1 day 42 minutes. There is no faster way for me to get home, unfortunately. There's absolutely no faster way for me to do it. Actually, that might be a bit of a lie. I could, in theory, actually fire at the planet. Fire the engine at the planet, get closer to it. Yeah, I think if I escape out of the moon's atmosphere, oxygen reserves are low, mild panic amongst the crew. We thought we trained you better than this. Right, there we are. Okay, and we are actually coming down. So, right, let's add a maneuver here. And basically the only way I could do it is to do that. That is the fastest way to get home, is to literally just stop and fall as fast as possible. I think. Or actually, no, that's wrong. The fastest way to get back would be to fire at the planet. Wondering whether it's a good idea or not, however, because I mean, I'm not entirely convinced that I could stop if I get down there. Yeah, I should be able to, shouldn't I? Surely. Yeah. Right. Let's do something a little foolish. Let's fill up that little tank again, and then I'm going to lock it so we've got some spare fuel, just in case things go terribly wrong. Because, of course, if things do go wrong, I can ditch this here to make the ship lighter and then use these engines to slow us down. I could also get Bill out and tell him to disconnect this engine and throw it away. But I think for the minute... in fact, I could just ditch this whole end piece. I don't need it at all. All the data is stored in here. Yeah, I am going to... turn around, and I'm going to drop that section there. Goodbye. There we are. Throw it off into one place. That makes us slightly lighter. Obviously, being lighter means we have more delta V, means the fuel's more efficient. So, if I point straight at the planet and fire the engine, I'm going to retract that as well. I'll make the ship a bit more not aerodynamic, make the weight distribution better. So right, here we go. Let's fire straight at the planet. We've got 3 hours 55 minutes of oxygen. I need to break our periaps down to 3 hours 55 minutes. At the very minimum. Yeah, because the oxygen is the most important. They can't hold their breaths that long. So I need to actually bring it down less than that. It's going to have to be about sort of 3.5. Wow, we are absolutely dropping straight down. There we are. 3.5 hours until we get there. Okay. So what we need to do when we're about here, then, focus our view back on Kerbin, is adjust our variables out. To 6 kilometers. That can obviously come down to about 10 or so, and we can bring this around again. Ooh, like that. And then we need to do something like that down there. That's more delta V than we have on the ship, but that's okay. That's fine. We will be coming in very, 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 very fast when we get here. Because we are plummeting pretty much straight down into the planet, but that's okay. We've got the big heat shield, we've got these engines as well. I'm gonna fire this all off before we get there. So right, let's warp to our next maneuver. Let's hope this all goes right, because I've never plummeted down this sort of fast. Now we're getting messages that our food is low. That's alright. Signal back with Kerbin. Right, here we are. Okay. Going retrograde. It's not quite retrograde we need. It's further around than that. Turn the RCS on again. Might as well use that. Right, and then we need to be firing for 106 seconds. If I re-enable those, we get 1,066 meters. So yeah, let's do that. Let's right, I just need to keep an eye on the periaps. I need to make sure that that doesn't go above the 70 kilometers, because we need to get caught in the atmosphere whatever happens. But yeah, that's how you get back quicker. You point at the target you want to go to, and you fire at it. I could have probably gone radial, I think it was, radial in. That would have got me there even quicker, because it would have manoeuvred the ship so that our trajectory would have been straight at the planet, rather than sort of the way I did it. But okay, our periaps has gone up to 60, so I'm going to turn retrograde now. Okay, right, so I'm going to turn these on to the throttle mode. And use up all my monopropellant. Mainly because I've realised that I wasn't watching that properly, and my periapsis is now inside the planet, and we're coming in pretty fast. That's a little too fast for my taste there. Got a lot of monopropellant on board, so yeah, let's see how far we get with this before we enter the atmosphere, and I've got to abandon it and point that heat shield at the heat. Right, I'm going to decouple this centerpiece here, because again I realised that we don't need it. There's no point in control from here. Bump. Retrograde. There we are. No point in carrying extra weight around. Let it go to its doom. We are in the atmosphere. We are coming down. I'm still firing that monopropellant off. We've got a lot of it still, an awful lot of it. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near using all of it up, but well, anything that can slow us down is good. I have noticed as well that our parachutes are on there, obviously with the engines, so no, that's good. I remember an awfully long time ago in a mission where my parachutes disappeared from my stage and I had to launch them all manually. That was it's fun having the craft spin around and things as it's coming down. Moon 1 ship relay SAS disengaged. Probably because it's exploded in the atmosphere. Yep, bits are flying off of it. Okay, we are entering the atmosphere now. Quite seriously, I'm going to decouple this as well. Undock. And oh my. Nope, we want. Oh, there we are. That piece is going there. Let it carry on. I was thinking the RCS would continue to fire on that, but I guess it didn't have a signal. Maybe the antenna blew up or something. I don't know. But I am really hoping that this is going to be okay. We're still coming in pretty fast and coming down very, very fast. Our ablator's good. It's a little bit worrying. I'm just hoping we can slow down enough before we hit the planet. It's very bright here as well. I do love the shadows of the clouds. That's excellent. The sun must be directly above us. That's yeah, I do like that. Anyway, we've slowed down enough. I've just realised I could have decoupled that. Oops. Well, we'll leave that on there for a minute. And there we are. The parachutes are no longer red. They are safe to deploy. I'm going to come down a little bit more. And yes, Jeb, Bill and Bob, you have gone from being stranded, from being left without an engine, to briefly seeing an engine before it exploded, to coming home. Where the parachutes now? There we are. Down through the clouds. Something else survived. Moonship 1 relay. Unfortunately, that's not going to survive the landing. Oh, and one over there as well. The probe. Goodbye, probe. You did well. Right, those have all deployed out quite nicely there. The SAS is doing really well at holding this ship upright because the parachutes are at the bottom, so I know it wants to flip over. Although the heat shield is quite heavy. Still, let's bring her home. Bring our brave Kerbals back. And flash. There we are. We are home. We have successfully arrived back on the planet. I think we've done all these things by now. Yes, I need to find out whether X-Science is updated to work with Kerbalism, or Kerbalism updated to work with it, because it would be useful. But anyway, we're home. Jeb, Bill and Bob, welcome back. And here we are back at the KSC. Now, upon pressing the recover vessel button, Kerbal Space Program decided to crash. No idea why, just died. I jumped straight back in to find out whether everything was still working, and it was. We've even managed to get the science from there, so it got recovered properly, just went a bit wrong. I took the opportunity to reinstall X Science, or Science Here and Now, whichever it's called nowadays. It's supposed to work with Kerbalism, so we'll give that a go. However, what I want to do is try and get a little bit of our money up. We're 444,000. Like to get a bit more. We do have a contract at the moment for putting a satellite in orbit at very nearly 30 million meters away. That's quite large, 238 degrees. What else have we got here? Build a surface outpost on Mimas. That's doable, but not sure. I would like to build a orbital station, but I need to make sure we've got the money first to do that. That's obviously something a bit major. We could explore Mimas, extract ore from Mimas and deliver it to Kerbin. I'm not sure if we even have a drill. I think we do. I'd have to check that one out. Oh, we got another one there for a satellite. That's 5 million and 4 million. That's a lot closer, that one. And that's at perfectly 90 degrees. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Science data from the surface of the moon. Test the heat shield at the launch pad. That's a nice easy one. Build a surface outpost on Duna. We've not even looked at Duna yet, so that's not going to happen. Ferry tourists around. Good money, but not as exciting. Rescue someone and rescue someone. No, we've done enough rescuing. I think what I'd like to do. We've got these two. That's obviously the close one, and there's the big mega one there. If I could build these satellites with very large relay dishes on them, it would give us opportunity to obviously broadcast out further as we look at moving to Duna, wherever that is. That's well ahead of us, so that's got a long way to go. It could help with line of sight coming back. So yeah, I think going with the satellites first, that's an idea, and then take it from there. So I've come over to the Science Centre to have a look at what new wonderful antennas I can unlock to build this relay system I was on about, and I've discovered something quite important. None of the high gain antennas that you get, there's the high gain antenna there and the relay there, even though it's called a relay, it cannot relay any information. It just says a high gain antenna for long range communication. Whereas back here, this one says can also relay data. So I couldn't actually build a orbital satellite network to transmit data back to Kerbin. These antennas have to be just on the craft that's far away. I could still build a small orbital relay using the communitrons, so if for instance we went to Duna, I could still put a few around that one so that we could gain line of sight back to Kerbin no matter what side of Duna we're on. But it just seems a little bit weird that I can't do it with the large dishes, even though they are called a relay antenna. You've got the RA2, there is, if I can find the other ones here, where I'm looking, you've got the RA15 relay antenna, and this one here, the RA100. None of them actually relay data, they just communicate directly. So that's kind of destroyed my plan of putting one of these antennas, particularly I was going to put this one, in giant polar orbit, so it gives us better line of sight to Kerbin. I think on scales back to Juno that wouldn't work anyway, but still, it sort of destroys the idea of building a communications network out there. I don't think the Communitron can go to geostationary orbit. I'm not sure. 4.6 million meters. I can't remember how high stationary orbit is, but yeah, it's just a bit of a weird one, that. But anyway, I'm gonna have a look at what other technologies I can research here. We're gonna need some new things to, well, get us out there, get us doing things. And this is the rocket I've decided to go with. Nothing special because probes don't weigh all that much, but I've decided to put both probes on the same launch. I kind of hope I'm going to have enough fuel to get to one orbit and then right out to the second one, but we'll see for that one. I have set gravity turn to try and get us up to the height of the first one straight away, so we'll see how well that does, and yeah, let's just see how this goes. And here we are on our way. Now it did get us to pretty much where we wanted to go. Let's see here. Yep. Although our inclination is off, and I was kind of expecting it. I've gone the wrong way. I've gone the wrong way. The orbit is the opposite way around, and I've gone up. Oh dear. The other orbit is that way, so I don't know if we could push to that one. Okay, did not plan that one properly there. I don't know if we could get the orbit going the wrong way, whether it would still count. I'm not too sure. But let's try and get out to the other one, I think. That would probably make more sense. It did get up here. It used a lot more fuel than I was expecting for something so light. I did use the new fuel tank with the twin engine bomb. I can't remember the name of it now, but I did use that. I don't know how good that is or efficient. So I wanted to use it because it was new. That was it really. So I'm going to deploy both of these antennas because they've got some weird gravity thing going on, and I'm going to deploy all the solar panels, which realistically I should have attached to a oh, what are they called? An action key, an action group. That's the one. But I didn't. I forgot about it. Anyhow, we're here. We need to realistically add a maneuver, and we need to go much further out than this. 36 and oh, that's 24. So this is 28 and 27. So that needs to come down a bit. There we are. And then it needs to come across a long bloody way. So we're travelling very quickly along our trajectory. So I've chosen to just fire the engines in roughly the right sort of direction that the manoeuvre node was giving me, and eyeball it a bit. It's basically, by the time I was trying to figure out the node to get there, we was passing it already. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm not really thinking this is going to be a success. And our solar panels towards the light there. I'm thinking this is going to be sort of a let's try and get there and see what happens. Well, we're sort of aiming in the right direction, I suppose. Oh dear. Now we need to go out further. Oh, I'm getting this all sorts of terribly wrong. let's actually add a maneuver node here. If I can't bring that back to sort of line up. There we are, 32 kilometers. That's 32 kilometers, 32 million meters. There, that's what we want to do. The other thing I've just noticed I've done is I've actually put the monopropellant tanks. I've actually missed one off on that craft completely, but I've put them. I should have rotated some of these pods, so it would have helped with manoeuvring a bit. As it is, things spin a bit when it goes terribly wrong. So. There we are. Our reaction wheels aren't very strong because they're only in the probes. Anyway, let's see here. So if we fire the engines now anyway, because well, it's good enough. There we are. Has that put us roughly right? We are at 28 million, and that wants to be 29, 27. So yes, that looks good. What do we need to circularize here? I'm going to go with an absolute manic amount. Ooh. That's periaps, that's what I want, sort of. We're not quite far enough out yet, are we? We'll also have to straighten up a bit. There we are. There, that looks 26. Nope, that's actually not as far as I wanted. I'm doing maneuver nodes again on camera. I'm sorry, I know these aren't the most exciting things. Just trying to figure out exactly how to get them all lined up. It's part of Kerbal Space Program, unfortunately. There we are, that looks good to me. 28 and they want 28.5 and they want 28.9. That looks good. That's 269. We have 677. So that's doable, right? And I'm not actually sure what probe this one was. Although you can slightly cheat. You can put the probe in orbit, get the contract complete, and then move the probe again afterwards. So I don't think I've got anywhere near enough fuel to bring that down and swap it round. So I think I'll just do the big one and call it there. So right, let's try and get over here. I'm not entirely sure what went wrong with these here. I'm going to actually try and disable that one. Do you? Nope, not the probe. That. RCS disabled. There we are. Our panels are still facing the sun. I've put these on here because the little communitron on the top obviously won't communicate in time. Why? Stop that, stop that. I think I messed up. I'm Guessing I added an extra day onto that manoeuvre there. So, yeah, things went a bit wrong there. Let's fire now anyway, and this is all going terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. The plan is falling apart. Mainly because I didn't notice that that went south from launch rather than north. I should have waited for the planet to go around again. That would have been the best thing to do there. But I didn't. I got it wrong. Okay, is that good enough? Are you happy with that? Position satellite. Okay, they're happy with that. That's cool by me. Right, I think we're going to leave that one there. I'm going to enable that as a relay. Not that it's going to do anything. It's just too far away. The whole relay thing really confused me. I'm putting a satellite out here with the larger dish on it as a relay would have been fantastic, because obviously the beams could have come in when it was at its highest or lowest point, and would have allowed us just a wider cone of intercept for the signal. So if anything was in the way, like the moon for instance, which could be in the way between Duna and here, that would have picked it up instead. But alas, it doesn't work. So yeah, I think for now that's how things are going to have to stay, and we shall move on to bigger and better things next time, I think. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.